Yes.
A little bit. I didn't even finish my sentence. Well, you probably fell asleep at what, 3:30? 2:30, quarter of.
Wow.
Well, good. And you leave tomorrow.
I leave tomorrow.
For Italy.
5:55 p.m. Special time.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. We'll be in Venice on Sunday morning.
Wow. That's so exciting. Yeah.
You're going to Venice first?
Yeah, we're going to Venice for 2 days, and then we'll go to Catania, and then we'll be in Sicily for those 11 days.
Nice.
Yeah. She's
Family?
a retreat. No.
Oh.
Doing a retreat with my partner Dominic. Yeah,
Oh.
he's Sicilian, which is
I
why we
was going to ask
chose.
if you were Italian.
I am Italian,
Yeah, you
but I'm
look
not
Italian.
Sicilian.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
but
is a
I'm
difference.
Mediterranean. I'm Lebanese, so I'm
Uh-huh.
just like, it's my first time in Europe, and it's also like, ironically, the anniversary of the first time I ever hosted something with Dominic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
Venice is so cool.
and that's when I was really at Joy teaching Living My Best Life, being here. So just happy to bring it all together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to hear about it. All right, let's start lying down. That's where we want to be. Check on that. So, yeah. Are we cold? A little chilly?
No.
We're okay. It will warm up. It's pretty chilly, actually. Wow. So just take a few deep breaths here and allow yourself to settle in into the space. Let your mind come into the space. It's Friday morning. I don't know what that means for each of you. This is our opportunity to make a choice of how we want to move through our day. If it's comfortable, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, just a soft gaze up toward the ceiling. I really recommend a deep softening because the ceiling has a lot to be desired. But just soften your eyes and relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. And then check in with your body. That connection, so you start to listen to your body in that tuning in process. As you begin to tune in, is there anything that you can bring to your body right now? Some small movements that create a little space or help you stretch it out a little bit more, that bring you more present. That awareness is something we bring into our whole practice. Within each movement, if we're holding in a posture, we're scanning and listening to those little prompts from our body that can make a really big difference in how you practice. That's why it's so different to each person. Subtleties that might not look that different from the outside, but inside your body is speaking to. So center the beginning and to listen to the sensations. We're aware of any emotions that rise and fall. And we just move through, honoring where we are on our mat this morning and in each moment of this practice together. If it's available, breathing in and out through the nose. bringing awareness to your belly. As you inhale, the belly rises. And on the exhale, it falls. The simple process of aligning with the nervous system, bringing in relaxation. Practice from the place of relaxation, and the postures each have very specific health benefits. So that's why we're always coming back to our breath, slowing the breath down, calming the nervous system, so you get full benefit of practice. Breathing on your own, see if you can stay focused on the rising and falling of your belly. You're elongating the breath. Seeing how long you can inhale for. Maybe that breath draws up to the chest. Always, if it's comfortable, you can suspend the breath there. Feel the energy flow through the body. And exhale. It's just as slow, maybe even slower than inhale. This big inhale is we're taking care not to create any tension in the face. No tension, no pressure. Really should just be a pretty good feeling, deepening the breath. When you're ready to move, we're just going to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears, maybe you take your arms out wide or even overhead. Just check in with the shoulders and notice how that feels. You're always free to make adjustments. This is when you begin that process of listening to the prompts of your body. Staying with the breath. And relaxing through the hips and knees, so maybe you feel the knees drop a little bit more. And if there's any discomfort, if you have a couple blocks, you can always tuck them under the thighs on the side to support the legs out wide. Let's take 2 more breaths here, really feeling yourself release into it on each exhale. Noticing where your thoughts are. If they're busy this morning, it's okay. Let them come in. It's okay to have a busy mind. If you try to push it out, it will just get busier. So we can just acknowledge where our minds are. When you're ready to move from here, we can draw the knees together, lifting the knees in toward the chest and very lightly wrapping your arms around your legs, or even just holding behind the knees if that wrap isn't there quite yet. Feet are next to each other, so we keep the ankles uncrossed. Taking a deep breath here. Maybe you feel your belly press into your thighs on the inhale. On the exhale, you can gently draw the knees in a little bit closer. And check in with your body. If it would feel good to rock from side to side here, start to rock from side to side, massaging the back, waking up the spine. Good, and then we take it back to center, keeping the knees in. You can release your arms down by your sides. We're gonna make circles, knees stay together, circling the knees So we feel that massage on the low back and sacrum. And you have to kind of engage your core a little bit to support this movement, to really slow it down and get the full area of the low back and the sacrum. And if you notice any little sore spots, go extra slow over those spots to help your muscles work out tension, any knots there. And a slow transition to change direction, circling in the opposite direction. Maybe try big circles, little circles. We'll take it back to center. Let's extend the legs up toward the sky. So I know you might be feeling a little warmth in the core. Feel free to tuck your hands under your backside for support. We're going to point the toes. Good. On your exhale, flex the feet. Pull the toes toward the knees. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex the feet. And then rolling the ankles a couple times in each direction. Bring those joints. And then we come back to lightly pointed toes. We'll inhale together. On the exhale, let's slowly lower the legs all the way down. As we lower, we're drawing the abdominal muscles back toward the spine. Once your legs lower all the way down to the mat, you can reach your arms overhead, give yourself a big stretch, fingertips to toes, deep breath. Let's roll the wrists out a couple times in each direction. And with the strength of the core, we inhale and slowly draw the knees back into the chest, wrapping the arms around the leg. Squeeze it in tight. On your exhale, extend it back out. It's okay if you need to slide your feet on the mat. We're mindful of how our core works for us. Inhale, draw the knees back in. Exhale, extend it out. Good. Let's switch our breathing pattern. So as we're extended out, let's inhale. On the exhale, knees come in. Good. Inhale, extend out. As much as you can, make these movements slow and controlled. Exhale, drive in. Inhale, extend out. Arms come out a little wider, legs come out a little bit wider. Exhale, draw it in. One more time. Inhale, expand. Good. Exhale, draw it in. Now let's just hold on to our left knee and extend the right leg straight out. Let it hover above the mat a few inches. And let's flex both feet. So we're pulling the toes back toward the knees. Check in with the shoulders, draw them down away from the ears. And let's try to squeeze this left knee in pretty tight. We're still breathing into the belly. We'll inhale together. On the exhale, lifting your head, your nose towards your knee. Good. And go ahead and release your head back down. Good. Let's inhale down. And we'll exhale, lift again. Inhale to release your head back down. One more time. Exhale, lift. Good. Inhale, head comes back down. And let's switch. Take the right knee in, left leg extends out. Of course, if we need to release the leg all the way down to the mat, that's perfectly fine. So we're drawing this right knee in pretty firmly. We'll inhale. On the exhale, nose toward knee. Inhale, releasing. Good, 2 more times. Exhale. And inhale. Last one. Exhale. And inhale. Good, let's take both legs back up toward the sky. Arms overhead. If you can, interlock your fingers. Press the palms away. Point your toes so you find extension in both directions. Let's inhale together. On the exhale, bending the knees and very slowly releasing your feet to the mat and arms come down by your sides. Good. So now lightening up in the feet. Everybody's feet are planted on the mat. Lighten up so you feel the core engage. So maybe just your toes touch the mat. On your inhale, we're going to take the arms back overhead while simultaneously lifting the knees in toward the chest. Good. Exhale, lower. Arms come down, toes touch. So a slow, controlled movement. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. 2 more times. With the breath, go at your own pace. You can enjoy making this connection with the core. All right, the next time you lift, hold it there. Take your arms out wide. We'll inhale together. On the exhale, twist over to the left side. So legs fall to the left side, head turns right. And very slowly turn your head to the right side and see how far it can go without forcing, without causing any strain in the neck. Find your breath, breathing into your belly. Inhale, imagine you're breathing up your spine. And on the exhale, slowly draw the navel back toward the spine. And then relax your legs a little bit more in the twist. We'll take 2 more breaths. And after the second exhale, on your third inhale, we'll come back to center. So use the core to take you back. And exhale over to the right side. Slowly turning your head to the left side. See how far it will go. Connect with the breath. Inhale up the spine. Exhale, navel draws back. 2 more breaths on your own. When you're ready, inhale, making your way back to center. We'll hold behind the legs and see if we can roll up to a seated position. Good. All right. Come into cobbler's pose here. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide, rocking from side to side. Before pulling your feet way in, we want to make sure we can sit up nice and tall here. So lengthen up through the spine, shoulders back a little bit, heart forward, then maybe the feet can pull in a little bit closer. Your hands can be on your shins, they can be wrapped around your feet. Maybe index finger, middle finger looped around your big toes. So we'll close the eyes, drop the chin. So we really feel that extension up the spine, that reach out through the top of the head. Nice deep breath. So we just drop the chin a little bit. So you feel elongated in the back of your neck. Notice how your hips are here, your hip flexors. Can you kind of lift out of the hips a little bit more, especially on your inhale? Find a lift. Let your next exhale take you into a fold. Whether you're folding with a flat back or rounding is up to you. Just listen to your body and see what feels best. We'll do this a few times. On your inhale, roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. As you come up, lift the heart, lift the chin, let the shoulders drop back. Exhale back into your fold. Each time creating a little more space, a little more connection with the body. Inhale, roll it up. And exhale, fold. We're going to hold in our fold. Making small adjustments the whole time. There's barely really any stillness. After maybe 5 or 6 breaths, you find some stillness, but when you first come into a hold, your body is shifting. You're noticing what little adjustments you can make, like maybe your head can drop in a little more. You might find on an inhale that you want to extend the spine, and on the exhale, you're able to extend out from the hips more as you drop into the fold. So play around and think about creating more and more space in the fold with your breath. Small movements. You might feel like you want to walk your hands out in front of you. So we release any over efforting and we let the natural responses of the body take over. Let's take 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, on an inhale, we'll roll it up 1 vertebrae at a time. As you come up, we're reaching the arms forward and up, keeping the shoulders down, lift the heart, lift the chin, spread your fingers. Good, let's exhale, hands to heart center. Now dropping your chin down toward your heart, we're sitting up tall, elbows out wide. Press into the palms of the hands so you feel your shoulders engage. And then see if you can relax your legs again so your knees drop. Let's inhale. Staying for the exhale. Good. Opening the eyes. We're going to cross the ankles just a little bit here, so knees stay out wide. See if you can rock forward onto your hands and knees. I know that one doesn't work for everyone, so then you get there however you need to. Good. And we end up in table. So our hands, our wrists are maybe somewhere under the shoulders, but our wrists are comfortable. That's all that matters here, really. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Knees are hip width. Go ahead and let your head hang here. Drop your head. Keep the shoulders strong, so we're pressing into the palms of the hands. That's supporting us there. Let's inhale. And hold for the exhale. See if you can release through the back of your neck a little bit more. And let your next inhale start from your tailbone as you drop your belly. Slowly lift the head. Good. Exhale. Tailbone to the top of your head. Round in your back. Draw the chin toward your chest. Maybe even tuck your toes. Really exaggerate pressing your spine up to the sky. Next inhale rolls you through again. Dropping the belly. Lift the head. Cat-cow. Go ahead and move at your own pace. Feel free to close your eyes. Focus on the spine. And again, tune in to all the little prompts of your body. Anything else that you'd like to add? I always find myself rocking forward and back a little bit here when I do cat-cow. I feel like I get a little more extension in the spine, decompression in the low back. The next time you round your back, hold it there. Make sure tops of your feet are on the mat. And with this rounded back, start to sit back towards your heels, coming into child's pose. So we're keeping the back rounded, the chin towards the chest. As we sit back toward the heels, go ahead and look between your hands. Now lift the heart forward. See if you can walk your hands forward a little bit more. Melting the heart down to the mat. Let your forehead meet something, whether it's your hands, a mat, or a block. Finding your breath in child's pose. And we did that work in the beginning of class, so as we come into a child's pose, even though our legs are together, it should be relatively comfortable to breathe deep here. And sometimes when we visit child's pose before we do anything else, it can be a little tight. We'll take one more breath here. Good. When you're ready to move, we're rising back up to table. Walking the hands forward, one handprint. Maybe your knees come out just a little bit wider than hip width, moving into barrel rolls. So we're circling the hips here. Big circles, but allow yourself to work into that big movement. Don't force anything. Just stay connected to your breath. Try to bring in as much of your body into it as you can. So hips and shoulders, even your head, kind of rotating the neck a little bit. Your core makes its way into there as you come into a variation of a modified plank when you rock forward. You're just observing the sensations in your body. Make a slow transition to change direction. And it's okay to work your way into moving in this direction. Your body might have a different response. Use the breath. Stay focused. Good. Coming back to center now. As we come back to center, we're going to take our knees out to the width of the mat, big toes touch. Let's come into our wide leg child's pose, but take your time. Sit back towards your heels, look forward, walk your hands out so you really melt forward and down. When we're in wide leg, we're trying to lengthen the spine. Good. Shoulders away from the ears. And breathe. If you're feeling a little more active, then you might tent the hands, the palms, come up on the fingertips. Good. And we're breathing. Breathe into the belly. We'll take 2 more breaths here. See if you can settle back toward the heels a little bit more. If your knees bother you, don't do that. Lift your hips so you take pressure out of the knees. Good. You are welcome to stay here for as long as you want, but when you're ready to move, we're going to meet back up in table just briefly, long enough for us to tuck our toes and come up to our first down dog. So as you come into your first down dog, you're going to do your thing. Make some movements. Pedal the feet, rock the hips. Maybe turn your head from side to side. You know, sometimes when I come into a down dog for the first time in my practice, I like to come into a plank and kind of make connection with that strength and then come up to my down dog. So that's an option. Depending on how you feel today, you might come back to hands and knees, do a couple of cat-cows, and then come back to your down dog. Or softening the elbows, right? When you soften the elbows, feel your heels release down toward the mat a little bit more. Breathe into your belly. And then we also soften the chest, soften your heart and your belly. So you feel the hips lift a little higher and the chest kind of reaches back toward the thighs a little bit more. Good. And together we'll inhale up to our toes, come up high, look between the hands. On your exhale, let's tiptoe up to the top of our mats. So we come into a fold at the top of the mat. You always have the option when we're hanging out here to step the feet out a little bit wider, making it a little easier to breathe. Soft knees, heavy in the torso, the head, back of the neck. Let go. Now, oftentimes you hear about filling your cup, really, but what we actually want to do is empty our cup so we have room for other things. We don't need an overflowing cup, right? So you can imagine when you come here, you're emptying, you're creating space. On your next inhale, slide your hands up to your shins. Let's find our halfway lift. Look forward. We'll hold here for the exhale. And then we'll continue to breathe here. So lift your toes if you can. It's okay to keep your knees bent here. Feel your weight shift back towards your heels, towards your hips, and then bring in that core engagement. We'll inhale, finding a little more extension in the spine. Draw the shoulders back. On your exhale, drop back into your fold. If your feet were out wide, go ahead and heel toe them back together. Notice how it feels to bend and straighten the legs. Of course, when we straighten, it's within our flexibility. Hands to shins, inhale back to that halfway lift. Finding straight legs, long spine, looking forward slightly, connecting with the core. On your exhale, come into the fold nice and slow. Find as much extension here as you can. Soften the knees when you need to. Hands come down beside the feet. Let's inhale and step the left foot back. Keep that slow and controlled too. Way back into lunge. Come up on your fingertips. Lift your heart. Lift your head. Good. Take a breath. Your right ribs are resting on your side. Now we're engaging the core again. On your inhale, slow and controlled, we step the left foot forward. That same inhale lifts you halfway. Exhale, drop into the fold. Within flexibility, legs are as straight as you can. Hands come back down. Step back nice and slow, right foot lunge. Inhale, up on the fingertips. Lift the heart, lift the chin. Good, on your exhale, step the right foot forward, drop into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to your fold. Knees are soft now. Let's inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Arms out and up as you get up to the top. Palms touch up here. We exhale, hands through heart center, releasing your arms down by your sides. Feel free to close your eyes. Soften the knees, soften your glutes. Coming into mountain pose for the first time today. Connect with your breath, slow it down. Scan the body, notice how it feels, the different sensations. Enjoying being present to your body, with your body. One more breath here. Next inhale, lift your toes. Start to make that engagement. Find it in the soles of the feet. The legs are strong, the core. Let your arms lift out and up. Big, big inhale. Nice slow exhales. We swan dive into our fold. Feel the weight shift back toward heels and hips. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Good, exhale, fold, hands come down. Let's inhale, left foot steps back, slow and controlled, lunge. Up on the fingertips, lift the heart, lift the chin. This time, we're stepping back to down dog. Good, take a breath here. Make those small adjustments, subtle movements. And then one breath in stillness. Inhale up to your toes, bending the knees, look between your hands. On your exhale, tiptoe up to the top of the mat. If you want to hop, you're more than welcome. That same inhale lifts us halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's see how it feels to reverse swan dive this time around. Inhale to rise. Good. Palms touch, exhale, hands through heart center, releasing the arms down. Inhale, arms out and up, lift the toes. Exhale, diving in. All slow movements, slow and controlled. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot slowly steps back to lunge. In the lunge, we're lifting the heart, lift the chin, good. And we'll exhale, down dog. Deep breath. Inhale up to your toes, bend the knees, look forward, tiptoe or hop. Maybe a combination of both. Halfway lift. Good, feeling the weight shift back toward heels and hips. Exhale, fold. Option to roll up or reverse swan dive. Inhale as you rise, palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center, releasing the arms down. Inhale, sweep it up. Slow movement. Exhale, dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands come down. Inhale, left foot, slow step back to lunge. Lift the heart, lift the chin. Good. On your exhale, down dog. Always have the option to stay here or come into table, move through cat-cow, maybe child's pose. Otherwise, we're coming into our plank. So let's inhale forward. Set your knees down if you need to. We'll hold here for one breath. So spread your fingers out. Turn your head from side to side. Find a little freedom in the neck. If your knees are lifted, find a shift forward and slowly lower down as slow as you can. Let your forehead touch. Slide your legs out, feet are out to the width of your mat. Hands are under your shoulders or maybe even a little further back. Drawing the elbows in toward the ribs. We inhale forward and up. Slow lift into cobra. See where it takes you, engaging the backside of your body. Let's tuck our toes, making our way back to down dog. Stepping your feet together. Take a deep breath. Inhale up to your toes, bending the knees, look between the hands, tiptoe or hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands through heart center, releasing the arms down. Taking a moment here before we move on to the other side. Close your eyes, relax your body. These are soft. These are soft. Slow the breath down. When you're ready, on your inhale, we're lifting the toes. We're finding that strength all the way up. The arms lift out and up. On your exhale, slow dive in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot slowly steps back to lunge. So lifting the heart, the chin, and the exhale takes us into down dog. Take a breath here. You know where you want to be. If you're moving into plank, come into it on an inhale. Knees up or down. Feel that shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower, as slow as you can, keeping the elbows in. Feel free to take your feet out wide or keep them together this time. Slide your hands back a little bit. Keep the elbows drawn in. Inhale, slowly peel it up to cobra. See where it takes you. Let's hold here for the exhale. Good. We'll inhale together, tucking the toes. Exhale, back to down dog. Step the feet together. Deep breath into the belly. Feel that softening again, elbows, chest, belly. So you drop the torso toward the thighs, kind of heart toward the floor. And inhale, slowly come up on your toes. On your exhale, even slower, set your knees down. Maybe you find a little hover above the mat before the knees come all the way down. Your choice of child's pose, knees together or knees out wide. Connecting with your breath. And the body. Now that we've really made a shift into our relaxation response, we can bring in a word, an intention, a mantra, quality that we want to embrace today. It's simple, right? Love, joy, peace, compassion, whatever speaks to you, breathe it in. On your exhale, let it expand out through your whole body and see if you can create a sensation from that word. Like, how does that feel in your body? Tap into that feeling. So it becomes an energetic thing versus just a mind thing, like a brain. We thought of a word, but then it doesn't really do anything for us. We bring it into our energy. When you're ready to move, option to just come up to table or come into down dog. We're going to move through pigeon, so it's up to you on how you want to work today. It all works out basically the same. So wherever you are, we're going to inhale and take our left leg out behind us, out and up. And on the exhale, we're going to take the knee forward, right to the inside of the left hand. Good, just keep your right toes tucked so you can kind of walk that leg way back and your hips sink down with that. Option to slide a block under this left hip. If your low back is a little bit loud here, walk your hands forward so you take a big arch out of your back. If you're comfortable, stay up high. Good, just for now. We're all going to lower down eventually. Top of the right foot is on the mat now. Press into the top of that foot so you feel the right leg engage. Draw that engagement up to the right glute, then the core. Kind of like you're trying to tuck your tailbone, so we lift the heart, lift the chin. Good. On an exhale, we slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Now you can walk your hands out, finding the place that resonates with you. So you might be on your forearms. Your arms might extend out. Wherever you feel supported, comfortable, but that's not associated with this posture. Relative ease, how about that? And we relax the belly. Check in with the hips. You're kind of hanging out over to the left side. See if you can bring your hips to center. I feel like pigeon is an opportunity to really listen to the body, because when we're here, there's lots of shifting happening. The body wants to tense up, so we have to consciously relax it. Our muscles start to unwind, so that can make more discomfort, and either we can breathe into that or we need to back off from that. Right? So make these little decisions. Breathing into your belly. Moving slow on your next inhale. Begin to walk your hands back. We're not done on this side quite yet. So as we come back up, take a peek at your knee. Is it aligned with your hip? Or is it out to the side or in? See if you can align it the best you can so it's straight out from the hip. And then can you take your shin a little bit further forward without moving your hips? You want to keep square hips here. Good. Now press the right foot, top of the foot back into the mat, engage the core, inhale, this is just one breath here. On your exhale, lengthen the spine as you lower down and bring in a little different sensation in that hip. Your next inhale lifts you slowly. Good, tuck your right toes, coming back to where you started, table or down dog. We'll release the hip flexor from both spots, so wherever you are is perfect. Left leg slowly comes out, up and over, keeping the core engaged. We want to support the hip flexor. We're lifting that left knee up toward the sky. So maybe if you look under your right arm, you might catch a glimpse of your toes. And you're free to circle that left knee a couple times in each direction. Now the trick here is to see if we can release the right heel down toward the mat a little bit more. If you're up and down dog. If you're on your knees, you're good. Yeah. Good. Let's inhale. Extend that leg back up. Exhale, foot or knee comes back down. Good. Take a breath. When you're ready, we move on to the other side. So the right leg comes out and up on the inhale. On the exhale, knee comes forward, right next to the inside of your right hand. Tucking left toes, walk it back, sink the hips. Use a block under your right hip if you need to. Mindful of your low back as we set up here. So we're pressing the top of the left foot into the mat, finding engagement all the way up. Let's inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. Good. On your exhale, lower it down. Finding that relative ease, so you make adjustments. Soften the belly. Breathe through the body. And you might want to stay active in your pigeons, lifting and lowering, all slow movement. Move on the inhale, walk your hands back. Taking our time here, check in with the knee. Hip and knee are aligned. Maybe the shin comes forward while keeping the hips square. Come up on your fingertips. Good, find that engagement all the way up. Inhale. On your exhale, lengthen out and down as you lower. We inhale, lengthening forward and up. Making your way back, table or down dog. The right leg out, up and over. Core stays engaged. We're drawing the navel back toward the spine, working to lift the right knee. Good. Releasing the left heel. Circle the knee. Are your shoulders still square to the mat? Ish. Ish. There's always an ish. Everything is ish in yoga. Inhale, extend it back out. And exhale, releasing foot or knee. If you're in down dog, take one more breath here. And when you're ready, set your knees down. We're going to come back to a seated position, rocking off to the side, swinging your legs around. Planting your feet on the mat, taking your hands back behind you, leaning into your hands. Feet are hip width. Actually, let's take our feet together here. Good. And if you can, fingertips point forward. I know that can't happen for everyone's wrists, so just mindful of how that feels. We're going to rock the knees from side to side. So we rock once to each side. We come back to center. Heel toe the feet out one step. And then side to side, turning your head away from your knees, taking it as far over to each side as you can. When you come back to center, heel toe out another step. Side to side. See where we're going. Until eventually the feet come out to the width of your mat. And you take a couple more with your feet out wide. Coming back to center, plant your feet. Let's come up on our fingertips here. So we lighten up on the wrists and then toes. Just bring your toes to the mat, right? So here's a variation of poke pose for all of you that might not like it that much. Here we are, and it's not that bad. We're engaging the core. And if you want more variation, you can lift your legs. Good, and maybe we keep a bend in the knees. Keep the heart lifted, shoulders back. Good, option two, take your hands and hold behind your legs. Or even have your arms extended out, like I see some of you wanting to do. I don't know. So these arm extenders, maybe you want to bring them up high today, straighten your legs and see how that feels. We might shake a little bit, that's okay. Let's flex our feet. Inhale. On your exhale, control it. Lower the legs so we come into an extended staff pose. Look up toward the sky. On your exhale, fold forward. Let it go through the whole backside. Take a deep breath. Next inhale rolls you up, arms stay down. You're supporting yourself onto your back, whether you want to go down slow and strong or you want to just roll down, it's up to you. When you get there, knees come back into the chest. This time we're able to wrap our arms around our legs with a little firmer hold here. So nice and tight. Good. Feet are next to each other. Finding breath here with this firm hold. So when you inhale, you will feel your belly press into your thighs. On your exhale, draw the legs in a little bit tighter and hold it there. Good. Inhale. Keep breathing right into your belly so there's no pressure in the face. Exhale, a little bit tighter. Hold it there. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now let's extend our legs up toward the sky. Option 2, have arms out wide, overhead, down by your sides, whatever would feel good. I like overhead. And breathe as we let it all go, reversing gravity, nourishing the brain, the immune system, lymphatic system, digestion. You can slow your breath down a little bit more. If you're a shoulder stand person, feel free to take that shoulder stand. Even if you are and you don't want to do it today, then just don't do it. It's okay. Feel free to stay here for as long as you want. But when you are ready, you can plant your feet on the mat. Check in. What else do you need before setting up for Shavasana? And if I could bring you a blanket, bolster, or pillow, raise your hand. As you come into Shavasana, take your time. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Let your feet walk open. And with your low back, it's talking to you. Plant your feet out wide, knees together. Eyes are just softly closed. Teeth are not touching. Tongue is relaxed enough. And awareness of breath falls away. Stillness. Your breath. Find that sensation that leading to your attention in your whole body. Embodiment of that word quality. That with you, start to bring in some small movements. In tune with the natural prompting. How your body wants to move right now to make its way back. Follow that movement. Allowing it to eventually lead you onto your right side with your time. Supporting yourself up to a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed. Hands are heart center. We'll bow our heads down toward our hearts. Taking this time to honor the wisdom within. From that wisdom, we can extend gratitude out to one another. In circles to each person in the room and back to ourselves. Gratitude for showing up today, knowing that your presence matters, creating the space and the energy of the practice. We bow a little deeper to honor the hearts and wisdom of our many, many teachers and ancestors. The reason why, all the reasons why we sit here right now. We'll seal our practice with the sound of Om. So please join me. We'll take a deep breath in. Om.
That's good.